Been having trouble with this live stream all day, but we're talking about the second shutdown is coming, or it's already here for a lot of you. It might be coming here soon. You know, the numbers of the pandemic are rising, supposedly, whatever. There's a lot of truth. It doesn't matter where the truth is or where the truth lies. The fact is, people are getting shut down. Cities are getting shut down. They're being forced to go back home, not leave, especially in Europe. It's really intense. And if that's a possibility for you, or if it's already happened, it's better to be prepared than to panic. And today I'm talking about preparing yourself for self-defense, the ability to defend yourself, but also to stay young, stay healthy, stay vital. And we're doing that all with the self-defense cane or the basic walking cane. The walking cane is the most effective self-defense tool because you can carry it with you anywhere you go, everywhere you go. And if a second shutdown is coming for wherever you live, your city, state, or town, for whatever reason, COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever they want to call it, whatever the reason is, it's outside of your control. I have no control over it. We just have to do what we're told sometimes. And so when that happens, and this is the biggest thing that's happening that I see, is that the businesses around me aren't going to make it. They're not going to survive. A lot of them. Some will, but we're going to be left with McDonald's and Wendy's instead of the small mom and pop delicious places we like to eat. We're going to be going to Home Depot or Lowe's instead of a local hardware store. Can we control it? No. What we can do is prepare for our family, buy the water, buy all the supplies, all the things that you need, but mostly keep your body physically fit, keep your mind sharp, keep your body and your mind strong together, and learn how to practically defend yourself. And we're talking about the self-defense cane. So this is what we're working on. Thank you. It's good to see you guys. Start with a simple warm-up. You're gonna have it in your hand. I'm warming up first. This is the rattan cane, and this cane has the ability and the power to move through space and time very quickly. Sticking this here, jabbing through the face for self-defense, it's very effective, even though it's lightweight. The nice thing about it is, as a lightweight cane, it's perfect for training. This is a perfect starting point. If you've never done it and you're saying, yes, I agree, whether it's getting ready for a potential shutdown or a shutdown that you're already in. Maybe you're in Chicago and they've already started to quarantine everybody and say you can't go eat anything anywhere. You can't leave your house in a few days. You don't want to wait for that to happen, right? Or you want to respond to it. There's a difference between responding and funny. Yeah, I know what you mean. I love it. But that's why variety is so good. He said his arms are worn out from the Indian clubs, but grab something different, your body perks back up, your brain perks back up, you've got a new move. Now this move, this just across the body, stomach up and in, abs tight. You can do this standing or sitting. This is gonna start to carve those new neural pathways in your brain, give you that brain elasticity so that you can handle the stress of what's happening now, that you can handle change, so much change outside of any of our control. Again, do you respond to it or do you react to it? Reacting means you don't really have a choice. You're like a pinball. You're bouncing around wherever you go. Responding means you see it coming and you step to the side. You see it coming and you get your hands up. You see it coming, you say, you don't have to like me, but you better back up. I'll defend myself. And then you have the ability, you have some options, basic self-defense, whether it's a street thug or maybe it's a group of looters coming through your city because they've shut everything down and now more people are out of work. More people are desperate. More people are looking for some relief, some change, some difference. And you just happen to be in the way. But if you're carrying this, it's the one tool that you can take anywhere and everywhere you go, especially in the United States. You're allowed to carry this. You now have some options. Here's the threat. It comes up very quickly, right? Down this way, bring it up here. It's a punch, it's a jab, it's a hook across the face, and it's very effective. So I want you to think in terms of preparation so you don't have to panic. Respond instead of being that reactionary, reacting to what's happening to you. Make it your choice, what the outcome is gonna be. Control your outcomes, right? So I say you can do this standing or sitting. I wanna talk about what it is real quick. It's in the palm of my hand. The hand is closed. It's not firm. It has to be able to move. And it's a cranking motion, just like pushing it away and pulling it back away. just that circle, right? Just make a small circle. And again, this is the rattan. I put the link below if you need a good training cane. They're very inexpensive. It's a good starting point. The second motion now engages your core, whether you're standing or sitting. And I want to show you, I brought out one of the chairs from the lobby. See if I can get that back far enough. You can see you're sitting. There's the warm-up spin. Oh, there's the bag. Over and back. Everything you do standing, you can do sitting. Doesn't matter if you're able the same way as everybody else. You have all those options. Now, take your hand. Think about slapping across the face. It's a great self-defense technique, by the way. Stop, back up. I will defend myself. And if you can control a person's head, you can usually control their whole body, right? Remember that. That's a basic self-defense principle. Control the head as quickly as you can. That's why law enforcement does that. That's why they take a person by the head and stick them on the ground. But think of this hand across the face, and then the back hand coming across the other side of the face. Down here and back, down and back. And that's this motion. Down and back. Stomach up and in, abs tight. This engages the core, your blood, your heart rate starts to come up. You start to get more strength here, but you also get better cardiovascular fitness. You're starting to condition your body to last longer in the self-defense situation. When you have to defend yourself, you don't want to be running out of gas in the first few seconds. And you will, because your adrenaline's pumping, your heart, and you're holding your breath. Anytime you're about to take a hit, we brace. Bracing means you're holding your breath. And so if you can learn how to increase your endurance during training, prepare so you don't have to panic, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as buying a few extra canned groceries. If that's what you need to do for the shutdown, extra groceries, water, toilet paper. Come on, back to toilet paper. I have a box in my garage. I got on Amazon because I know it's coming. I saw it the first time and I prepared, and everybody said to me, you really think they're gonna shut everything down? I said, yeah, it's coming. I don't think they should, but it's not up to me. But they will, right? And politics out of it, they will. And it doesn't matter what your politics are. Stop going by what they should do and shouldn't do. Go by what's happening, what's right in front of your face and what you see coming. It happened once. That means it could happen again. And just like I live down here in South Florida, a hurricane might come. None came this year. You know, it's almost over. We didn't get one. Last year we thought we were gonna get walloped. And it sat over top of the Bahamas and smashed them for 2 days. Never came over here, never did anything. Didn't even take the power out. But we had all the water, we had all the candles, we have the batteries, we had the flashlights, we had all the little lanterns, you know, the camping lanterns for all the rooms in the house. We had battery backups, ways to charge, little hand crank radio, all the things that you need when there is a crisis. You just go to the government website, right? Homeland Security will tell you, here's all the things you need to do in case there's a crisis, in case there's a pandemic. There's a pandemic page. Here's what you need to get in your house. Just go Google it, write it down, make it a little checklist. They have a checklist, print off the checklist. Get your stuff and just do a little bit at a time. And then usually most of it, it's like if you don't use it up, then you don't have to buy it the next 3 months. So yeah, you spend all the money in, what is it, November? At the beginning of November, because the crisis is coming again, mindlessly. We can't believe it, but yeah, they've been telling us it's coming back, and now they're going to shut us down again. They're going to destroy all the jobs in the small businesses, and we're all going to be eating McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King instead of the beautiful Mexican restaurant next door where the people work so hard night and day just to put some food on the table for their kids, and they make an authentic, delicious Mexican food. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? They're not going to make it through this if they close us down again. But we're talking about, how do you prepare? How do I prepare? And it's more than just buying the supplies. But do that first. Buy the supplies. Don't be fighting over the toilet paper. Remember last time people were fighting over toilet paper? Remember we don't have to remember that long ago. It was a few months ago. All the craziness, all the silliness, all the stupidity, because people hadn't prepared the first time. So prepare now. And if it never comes, awesome. That's great. You'll live off of those extra cans, and don't buy canned beans if you don't eat beans. Buy Buy food that you normally eat. All right, we're going back and forth. You can do it standing or sitting. Put it in the other hand. Crank it up. Get it going. Slow as smooth. Smooth as fast. And start slow if you have to. And then again, this is across. Just think of a slap and a back fist or a backhand. Slap, backhand, slap, backhand, stomach up and in. This is going to engage your core muscles. It's going to make your posture better. This is going to get you stronger, whether you're standing or sitting. But it's also disguising repetition, so that when you have to defend yourself and go all in, which is a self-defense principle, don't hold back, right? If you're going to defend yourself, really commit. That's number 4. You've disguised repetition through this. You strengthen the wrist. It's like the boxer jumping rope. I'm not telling you to do this in the fight. You can. Some people do, and I'm sure they do it really effectively, right? Get through this. Come on. Get through this. Come on. Right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that I'm saying do that. Get your heart rate up. Condition your body. So when you have to, you can go. I'm one of those one shot, one kill kind of guys. For self-defense. All right, you got to get that out of there real quick. Second thing that I want you to think about here is wrist flexibility. That's more of the whole arm and the body, and you're getting your motion, right? You get the wrist in there here. Now, you're gonna take it up a notch, and you're gonna go into a figure 8 motion with just the wrist. Instead of holding the crook, you're holding here on the shaft, down and back. And this is really preparing you for the basic strikes. I'm gonna go over those real quick, but I wanna switch canes, because after you use this for a few months and you get really good at using this cane, you're still going to train with this. It's still going to be your warm-up cane. This is a lightweight rattan cane, super flexible. I've had this over a year. I've hit every surface in this, every striking surface in this room, and there's a lot of them, hard as I can. And I have not broken it. So worth the investment, but you're going to move up. This is oak. Listen to the difference. That's gonna shatter bones. That's gonna break bones. That's keeping them off. And then look at that little beveled edge. Now this is still a practice cane, but you can carry this with you every day, right? It's not as pretty as the one I have in my car, my everyday carry that has extra features. I'll show you that sometime. But this one, especially if I start here in this position, hook facing out, I can bring that up real quick. I'm gonna slow it down so you can see it. Right into the groin, right between the legs, right? And then up, right into the breaking the arm, striking the head, turning off his operating system so he can't cannon after me. Maybe there are multiple attackers. Maybe in your city or wherever your state, your country where you live, maybe people are fed up. Maybe paid agitators are roaming the streets taking advantage of people's fear and depression and anxiety from being cooped up because they made you stay inside and everybody's wearing a mask and everybody's freaking out. And then all of a sudden, they're, right? I mean, who knows? But it's about preparing so you don't have to panic. You pick this up. You have to go to the grocery store. You have to go to the corner store. You got to go to your bank. You have to go pump gas. This is sitting on the passenger side of your car. Maybe you're waiting for the bus and you're sitting here. Same thing. It all works from the seated position, right? From here, striking, hooking, just ripping that down across his body, that, across the face. In the other position, from here, strikes, horizontal strikes, vertical strikes, like a rifle bayonet strike, like a rifle butt attack. He's to the side. Multiple attackers. There's one here. There's one back there. This guy's coming up over here. I'm going to stop him. It's one of the beautiful things about the self-defense cane is it creates distance between you and the thug, the punk, the jerk, the horrible person who's trying to take something away from you, like your life, your dignity, your family members, something like that, your enjoyment of moving around your world without being molested and taken advantage of by horrible people. Now all of a sudden he's got a knife and you have a stick that doesn't bleed, it doesn't get hurt, it doesn't have feelings, emotions, it has no opinion. He's got the knife, you've got a longer stick. Smash that hand right to the top of the head, right through the middle of his body, using the other side, hooking into his spine for self-defense. His back, pulling right across his face, through here. Maybe they come rushing up. Let me see if I can get more in here. Their hands are on your throat. Their hands are on your body. They're already attacking. They're grabbing, they're pulling. Your hand comes up and you pull it down and right across the face, right? Just ripping everything through. From here, smashing back. Think of that edge. Oak doesn't break right through the neck, right? Right through the throat. Right here, smashing the mouth, the nose, all the teeth down his throat for self-defense. Through his eyes, he can't see to attack. Into the throat, into the ribs, into the groin. Striking this way, striking that way. So many things you can do. The point is, you can learn how to defend yourself now before it's too late, before you have to. And I have a lot of friends, I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other about concealed carry when it comes to firearms. If that's something you're comfortable with and you know how to use it and you know how to keep people safe around you, then I'm all for it, right? I love my freedoms, right? I'm more of a libertarian in that way. But here's a fact. You can do both. You can carry this too. You can't when you feel threatened and you're not sure of the situation, because the problem with self-defense is we always think it's going to be black and white, meaning that his hands are on your throat and you're being choked to death. And he came out, but it doesn't start there, right? It starts, you come out of your house, you sense something, and then something catches your eye, and then you see something. And it's some movement over there, and it's some guys, and they're talking to each other, and they're a little bit too loud, and they're a little bit too obnoxious for your taste. Again, you know, your taste, your opinion. They're a little too whatever. And then they start to cross the street, and they're going to intersect your path. And you have to go down the street. You don't have a choice in this scenario, I'm making up, right? And then, all of a sudden, you're face to face, you're within striking or touching distance, or you're almost there. And you're still, your fear and anxiety has been building and building and building because of the scenario. Now, at this point, we stop. This is what we call the gray. This is the gray, right? I don't know what's going to happen. We're in the gray. But from this gray position, this gray area, I cannot pull out my gun and start waving around. Back up, back up. And if you do, all the video cameras come out on all the phones, and then you're on the news at night as the horrible person who misinterpreted whatever the situation was, right? And you'll say, yeah, but better safe than sorry. Not always. Not if there's another option, is what I'm saying. Yes, better safe than sorry, but not always if there's another option. Now, if you're walking and you're here, right? And you're, hey, they get a little too close and you're in this position. Now you have some options, right? You can strike, and if you have to, you can go to that second choice if that's an option for you, right? And those of you who train, you know what I'm talking about. So, but this just, hey, how's it going? It's good to see you guys tonight. And this looks a little bit more threatening because I got the long side facing you. But you can turn it around, and from this position, if they close really fast, you got this strike, right? But you've also got this position where you're like, hey, it's good to see you guys. What's going on, guys? What are you doing tonight? Or you're just walking by, smiling at them, and and you're not uncomfortable. But now you have some choices. From here, I still have the length of that stick. I still have all of these attacks. I have different attacks. I have this attack straight in, right through the middle, knocking their wind out, through the throat, up here, hook to the head. I can bring it through. I can bring this right across the face, right? Can anybody else not hear me? YouTube, I've been having a lot of trouble with all day. Bringing it across this way. But these are all different choices. These are all different options that you have using this cane. And the point is, in the gray, between I'm not sure what's going to happen, there's no threat to getting more afraid and more afraid and more afraid, thank you, toward the end, where it's black and white. The guy's smashing your head in with his skateboard or his chunk of concrete or his brick or his frozen water bottle. That's obvious. That's too late, right? But here, in the gray, you're just walking by. They might just be different than you. They might had some bad intention toward you, but they saw you like this, and you look confident. Your shoulders were back and down, your stomach up and your chin back. You smile at them as you walk by there, and they thought, maybe that guy's going to smash me with that cane. I better not. Good question. The way to avoid carpal tunnel. Carpal tunnel is that the tunnel that nerve goes through doesn't get any bigger or smaller because it's bones. And then the nerve, because it gets overworked, gets bigger. And the reason that that happens is because you're only doing one kind of exercise. Imagine if you were just curling for your biceps, and your biceps got massively huge. You look like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day. And you're like this. Then you'd walk around like that. And you've seen guys probably walking around like this, you know, gym rats or whatever, the guys that stay in the gym, and their muscles are huge, and their tricep muscles are very small, and they haven't really worked the triceps. Or the guys these days, they just do chest, but they don't do any back pulling motions. So what happens is one gets really huge, their shoulders roll forward, and then they have pain in their neck and headaches all the time because they're like this. So carpal tunnel is similar to that, right? Yeah. So here's the answer to the carpal tunnel. And you see me doing this to my hand? By the way, always massage. I had a little bit of a thumb injury. And you know what's funny? You know where it came from? It's right along the lines of what you're saying. Doing the Rubik's Cube too much. I've been teaching everybody how to solve the Rubik's Cube. And there's a finger pull and a thumb move, a trigger. They're called triggers. And the sun's coming down. It's beautiful right here. The sun's right there. I overworked them. And I got this one first, and I got rid of it last week. It's still a little tight, but then it just bursts. You get too much use. Here's the solution for the carpal tunnel. Your hands have extenders and flexors, your fingers. But most of the time, what you do is you're pulling, especially if you're doing spinning and twirling with your bow or your Joe or your collie sticks, the screamer, or the staff. And because your hand's always closed and you're always doing closing techniques and holding techniques, you never do this extensions. So three things you're gonna do. Here's one. You're gonna go through each finger and see what I'm doing. See how I pull and kind of shake, pull and shake, pull and shake. 1, 2, 3. And you're gonna do this for 30 seconds per hand. And even if the other hand doesn't hurt, 30 seconds. And then you put your hand on the ground or on the table and you want to move your arm back and forth. I'm doing this with my other hand, pretending this hand is the table. Don't do it with the other hand. Put your hand on a table or on the floor like you're going to do push-ups and just go forward. And all I'm doing, that's the other way to do it. Right? Third thing, this last one, are the finger spins. The finger spins, just get the hand open and closed, hand open and closed. Finger rolls. You see if I can slow down. But what that does, because of the width, the diameter of your bow, you're welcome. And let me know if it doesn't help, I'll give you more. But if you do those three things, I guarantee you relief, and maybe there's still some tightness, but you gotta do them every day. And you should do them, 3, 4, 5 times a day. Whenever it starts to hurt, first one, fingers. By the way, this is good for your overall health. If you know anything about hand acupuncture, sujichim, the Koreans do. Each finger, just over and over, 30 seconds. You can do both hands for 30 seconds total, right? Just do that for a while. Second one, get that flexibility going here or just in the air. And that's not the most flexible you can be, but I'm more flexible than most. And that's just because I do it all the time. And then the third one, finger rolls. And get through all 4 fingers. The thumb doesn't matter on this one so much. And then massage yourself, just like I was doing. If you get the carpal tunnel, you're probably getting it somewhere in here, right? And you can go just back and forth, but you know what to do. Your body instinctively knows how to address it. The problem is most people don't address it. They go to a doctor, the doctor tells them, oh, take ibuprofen, well, shoot it up with some cortisone, and then if it gets to be a problem, we'll cut it, and then it'll shrink, and then it won't be a problem. No, you're not addressing the underlying cause. Fix the cause. The cause is too much of this. For people who get it because they work, usually they type like this. You're supposed to type like this. Most people type like this. And because you're always in this position where you're not supposed to be, then you get the carpal tunnel. It's just because the muscle or the tendon gets too big. You're welcome, Max. It's been so great to see you guys. I got to take the kids to dinner. The sun's going down. It's so beautiful here. I really appreciate it. Don't wait. Do something now. Buy the supplies. Go Google it. What do I need to do for the second shutdown? I'm going to do a bunch of these. And then prepare yourself. both physical preparation and mental preparation. Don't let the world, the universe, the pandemic, the COVID-19, the coronavirus, the China flu, whatever people are calling it, doesn't matter. Don't let any of those things take away from you your dignity, your life, your happiness, your ability to take care of your own mental health. You can't control whether you're allowed to go out or not, but you can control whether you exercise, eat right, and then if you prepare or not. And don't wait, just don't wait. I'm in South Florida. Oh man, I've been dreaming of Montana. Tell me where you are in Montana. Put it in the links below. Maybe we can meet up soon. You can come down here, beautiful South sunny Florida. It's not cold. And I'll come up to Montana and we can hike. Yeah. Oh, good. Let me know where you are in Florida, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. And I'll give you more of those exercises if you want. Just let me know. Send me a message, pasquinelli.com. Go there. There's a contact box. I want to hear from everybody.